Oh, trying to get you guys good. There we go. Hey guys, B.O.L.T here. So now we're like a month-ish late to this video. Well, it's actually just one day under a month. But anyways, Gotham Knights just came out. We're still playing it. The next video will be actually, it'll be tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the very next video of it being out. So basically, this video, just to summarize it, it's kind of I'll actually just go over it real quick. So so for Gotham Knights, I haven't really seen the comic, but basically it's a normal Batman universe. The only thing that has changed is that Commissioner Gordon has died. I've yet to research this and find out how, but just one of the cases went bad. But anyways, Batman's returning from either he's about to go out on his little night shift, or he's just returning from something, and Ra's al Ghul is able to sneak into the Batcave, giving there no signals, and he has like he has weapons that can kind of be formed into different assemblies, and he has assembled it into a crossbow, shooting a bolt at Batman, but he's probably trying to kill Batman, or at least injure him. But anyways, he does get shot in the side. This makes him fall down onto the Batmobile, and this starts their fight. Basically, strips him of his utility belt, strips him of his cape, and then Batman's able to make it to the Batcomputer, try to call all four of our Gotham Knights, but of course, before he can put any more messages out, he destroys the Batcomputer, and they go all over the Batcave trying to kill. Ra's al Ghul's trying to kill him while Batman's trying to knock him out or lose him till the rest of the Bat family get him there. But eventually, he does get so injured that he's not able to actually do all his acrobatics and all that, and swing about and all that. So he gives the Knights a chance by blowing up the Batcave, the Wayne Manor, to stop Ra's al Ghul in his tracks. So it kills both of them. The Knights arrive, find his body, strip him of his Bat identity, hides all the stuff that would link him with Batman. That way, people still don't know him as Batman. And where is Alfred in all this? He went on a vacation, because there's a line where it says after 3 years, he finally agreed to a vacation. So he was on vacation, returns to Batman dead. They have a funeral where the uncle of Bruce, Jacob Kane, and his wife, the new commissioner after Gordon's dead, kind of do like the speech. Everyone really that was really into Gotham's protectors shows up. News people and all that. Everyone's mourning the death, of course, but they set up the watchtower, the clock tower, also known as the Belfry. Basically, this is like the side operations, also known as like the Batman Inc. In a few universes, it's actually the operations of when Barbara was shot by the Joker and temporarily disabled, and she becomes Oracle. This is where she was set up. They start setting up for their version of the Batcave. take all the supplies that they can scavenge from the Batcave, including their spare suits, all the equipment. They were able to scavenge. I think they may have actually had their own bat cycle before, because you can do campaign co-op and all that. So there's probably more than one. But let's see here. The way they get in and out of the Belfry is that they turn the bat cycle invisible, and they're able to go behind a wall that turns into an elevator. Then let's see here. Alfred returns for the funeral and comes to aid them and make the Belfry a better set of operations. Then they started doing their own investigation into the last case that Batman started. The only two things that they came out with is, whatever this is something that goes into the roots of Gotham, and the other thing is that there is a Dr. Langstrom that they need to look into. And if you guys haven't seen the Batman, the Gotham Knight videos I've posted, or the other videos, Dr. Langstrom is actually the Man-Bat. We already fought him in the Arkham Knight. Now we're gonna eventually, actually spoilers for myself, is that there is a fight for the Man-Bat. Later in the game, Talia brings him back. But anyways, they go to investigate him, but he's dead. So they have to actually go to GCPD, research the body, find the body of Ra's al Ghul, but Talia's standing over it. She completely disintegrates the dude, so he never can come back. And then we find the body of Langstrom. We also learn that he's also been into what turns into the Man-Bat is the mutation / characteristics of animals to help with things like disabilities, like death. I think it is. Death. And use the bat genes to actually recover from it. Then let's see. Basically, it's a wild goose chase. They meet up with Harley Quinn. She has some details that, only a lunatic would believe, so she gives things into what we now know is the Court of Owls. Basically, she gives little sprinkles of what's going around Gotham, and, basically in the mind of a psychopath, they believe in a lot more. The tinfoiled hats and all that. We also learned that the Penguin, basically there was a Black Gate, which is basically a high security prison. A few people were able to leave, but the only person that wasn't was the Penguin. The Penguin served his sentence. He goes there and says that he's not favored by the Court of Owls, and that is why. Basically, the Court of Owls is just a hierarchy, rich people that take it upon themselves to control everything that's within Gotham. Oof. Anyways, they go to discover it, find out their HQ, learn that Jacob Kane is the uncle of Bruce, is the speaker, the head of the Court of Owls, and basically he is trying to set up a kind of an ideal of what Batman was doing, but he does it with killing. And basically it's a whole, we need to prove that he is, bring him into the light, so they get him for small things that actually you can't, this is a fantasy group, this is him doing him. So you got to pin him for this, so eventually you can reveal this. Is basically what it is. I think it's like I think terms like what they call it is like an OJ case. Basically, you can't pin him for this because you don't have evidence. So you pin him for a lower crime to actually get him for something else. Um, but they're eventually able to pin him, get arrested, even though he tries to talk to his wife to kind of let him go. Um, that wasn't going to happen, but Talia actually kills him to kind of upset and ruin the balance of both, because the League of Assassins and the Court of Owls have been going against each other for some time. We learn why is because the Court of Owls wants what the League of Assassins have. They have the ability of the Lazarus Pit, which actually, if you know what that basically is you can dip it in, you can heal up like the wounds on your body, and if you're dead, I think it's within a short amount of time of your death, splashing in there, you can come back to life. But the thing that the Court of Owls have is they have like synthetic crystals that are kind of basically it, but instead of the full-on person coming back, all it is a mindless slave, which you can kind of get from the Lazarus Pit after constant use of it, like how Ra's al Ghul was constantly using it to come back. It slowly degraded his mind, which you kind of got to think, you're over here dying. You're losing oxygen to your brain every time you freaking die because you have no circulation in your body. So brain cells and all that die off when you die. Um, not, so it's kind of just like you're gonna keep whatever you didn't lose in that time spent dead. But eventually you'll eventually go not mad, but you'll become more influential. So what happened with Ra's al Ghul was basically every time he died, he had some worse for wear knowledge that got him into another set of mind. Where, say, when it comes to Jason, he didn't have a full on scale, like, he didn't have the grasp, so he kind of was into what he calls later in the game survival mode, which is basically you're coming back for another gasp of air after drowning. And then let's see here. You learn that there was a Lazarus Pit underneath the Batcave. You also learn that there was Arkham Asylum, the ruins of it. You find a resurrected Dr. Langstrom that has now been mutated into a man-bat. And then you also have Talia al Ghul coming over here trying to make an army in Gotham and make Gotham a war zone, a complete 0 point, a ground zero. That's what I was trying to ask. We'll say between the Court of Owls and League of Assassins, and you learn why she wants to use this Lazarus Pit is because she took the body of Bruce and brings it back. And basically, you're the fight. That is that one Gotham night you main, or play for that certain mission, and he has a fight between the two of them. And then that person is eventually able to appeal to Bruce twice during the fight, and eventually bring him back at the end of it. But he's still going in and out because his mind is so damaged. But Talia comes in. I think it's like not fatally injures him, but almost compromises him in his new life by slashing him twice for the Nightwing scene, but like impaling him on all of the other three with Batgirl, Red Hood, and Robin. Basically, during your fight, you attract the Court of Owls, who now have a new speaker. And basically they want to claim that Lazarus Pit, so you're gonna die, Talia's gonna die, and Bruce is gonna die. But, before you can do all that, Talia is able to escape, Bruce is able to make it to the damaged Batwing that fell during the Ra's al Ghul fight scene. For when they were exploding the cave, it fell all the way down in the depths of the cave, and basically he gets up to that and is able to impact the Lazarus Pit, destroy it, making sure that they can't use it. But this, of course, kills Bruce again, leaving the Gotham Knights back to who they were. You do get to kind of see a little bit of the world. I've only seen 2 of the scenes so far. You can find some things, like there's an end scene where you see a blooper of the Gotham Knights and like one of Batman's death scenes, which is like he basically recorded for every situation that happened to him where he died. He was like, if this happens, I'm leaving you this, this, and this. This is what you need to do. Basically, he was recording to have an entire setup for when he did die. Which is, of course, Code Black. And then, let's see here. Another scene we do get to see is Batman is able to... he kind of does his own nefarious Playboy stuff to kind of make him differ from the Batman. It also sets up for why people might want to kill the Batman. So when Batman dies and Bruce dies, they cover it up as he was messing with the Iceberg Lounge. He was doing a strip dance at the Iceberg Lounge, and he gets a hit for doing that. They believe because of his antics that's what happened. Now, for what they say is, as you play as that certain character, dialogue and all that are different. It's not really that different. Like, Talia throws you off as this youngling that Batman trained. Sure, the knight themselves will have different dialogue. There's a little bit of different dialogue when you talk to Harley. And basically she just calls, Robin the one who got resurrected, who, got killed. Batgirl as a girls' night out kind of idea. Nightwing, kind of like the boy Blunder. And, kind of like making fun of how he was the first Robin and all that. Basically, it's just a little bit of the relationship. Oh, I forgot to mention, there was Mr. Freeze. And basically, he just wants to freeze the entire world so he can walk. I think by this point, Nora is dead. So he kind of just does his own thing to kind of take life back to them. Well, basically, hey, my wife didn't get to survive this stuff and, have her own life. Now I'm not going to take away your ability to as well. The only time you can really see a difference in dialogue and how things go is the end scene with Bruce. Depending on who you choose to main for that mission, every night has a different dialogue with Bruce along with a different interaction. So you have Nightwing, who, he's the first Robin, he's been around forever, and he's like the first son of Batman. And basically, their entire thing is, it's basically, hey, you brought me up, you were there when my parents were dead, I was basically the same as you, fight this. He does do, he jokes around, to kind of bring Bruce down, hey, this is my personality, you need to connect that I am Nightwing, because Talia has said to him that she has killed the entire Bat family, to trick him into losing his morals. Anyways, so basically Nightwing is he's a very trusted first son, and really it's just joking back and forth banter between the two. The only thing is for I would say during when Talia goes to attack the Knight, whichever Gotham Knight you're doing, when it comes to Nightwing, Batman trusts him in, being able to stop the attack as fast as possible. So Batman only gets injured by getting cut on the front and back. He doesn't get impaled. But for him to, he's over here about to attack, continue the attack because he still has fight in him. He hasn't been impaled, so he just has these cuts and he's about to attack again. But Nightwing jokes again like, "Hey, the butler who's old is gonna kill me. Please don't do this. I fear the fact that Alfred's gonna kill me for letting you die again." Then there's Red Hood, which is basically, hey, you were there, you were able to stop me from killing, you brought me back from the brink of darkness. You couldn't take my facts of death. Now you wanted to go and do it yourself. Kind of sharing the experience. He kind of explains how the Lazarus Pit works, how to get used to it. And I'm trying to remember what his I'm trying to remember how he does his thing. I don't remember how Red Hood did stuff. I think all he did was get angry at him, and Batman was just ensuring him that he's got all the respect he needs to be himself. And then Batgirl basically talking about, Gordon, how he passed, how he was there for her, for the grief. And then when he gets impaled, he talks about staying away from his family. Batgirl being stubborn like Jim tells him to stay down or he'll learn more about the stubbornness. Robin basically, he acts like he's a child. He's someone that's just he's kind of been there for a little bit, but he kind of can't be out of the shadow of Batman yet. So he kind of looks to Batman as the mentor, the one that needs to be like the statue of limitations here. So whatever Batman can't do, I can't do. So he's kind of scared without Batman by his side. And that's his entire character arc, is he doesn't know what to do without Bruce. And he kind of feels contested that he can be as smart as he is. So when Bruce gets impaled, he says Gotham isn't ready without Batman, and so is Robin. But he tells him, "You're smarter than me. You can do better than me. You haven't had the same path as me. You can do better, Tim. You're gonna be good for Gotham without me." And then basically the only other thing that I can mention between that little interaction with him is how whenever Bruce tries to go back to the whenever he's getting, his mind is starting to go back to that survival mode, Bruce just tells Nightwing, "Hey, keep me in the center, keep me distracted, kind of inform me of what's happening." When it comes to Red Hood, he just tells him, "This is what you need to do to fight off the Lazarus Pit." To kind of have him do a walkthrough. And then there is and then for Batgirl, it's basically I think he just has a little rage moment and then tells her. And then for Robin, it's basically he doesn't have the mentality to kind of help Bruce as much. So he's kind of running through all this stuff as Bruce is kind of all over the place. He does acknowledge the information, but it's so much for him. His mind is kind of all over the place. He's got all this information coming at him. But the last thing that happens is when Talia does appear, he's going into not survival mode, but it's the anger that comes off in the Lazarus Pit. He isn't able to fight off as best as the other three. So it's basically based on the relationship. That's how their little conversation goes. How they bring Bruce back, and how he's able to fight back against Talia. How they take him almost getting killed again, and then eventually the sacrifice. Now there's like little nits and pieces. What can we expect for a DLC? I feel like for at least two of them, we can see Catwoman and Batwoman coming into the fold. For a DLC, like Catwoman probably would be the closest to coming back because they do get to see a little talk about her. She gets declawed because she gets caught during a her trying to cat burglar some diamonds. She gets caught. So I believe she can get released by the Knights, and you can play as her and do her own thing and kind of have her deal with the fact that this man she was involved with is gone now. And, he was like, one of the standing pillars that kept Gotham together. And now she kind of has to deal with it. And then same with Batwoman. You do get to see her father and mother, I believe. Or, we get to see the stepmother, probably. I don't know what her full talk with the Commissioner Kane is. But, I'm trying to remember her name. Kate Kane. Basically, I feel like for her, she just needs to... Basically, she needs to notice that all these vigilantes are doing as best they can. She's probably just coming out of the army. I think she's got, like, army background, always. But anyways, even without that army background, I feel like she would notice the vigilantes. Probably there'd be some background that, vigilantes actually do good. She gets to learn about Bruce's background and then kind of becomes the new adult Bat. I'm trying to think of who else we can kind of do. Since there's the League of Assassins, we could be introduced to Orphan and Damian Wayne, the fourth Robin, making Tim Red Robin, kind of giving him his own adult persona. We can make one of the knights into a bat suit. That could be like an added little DLC because we already have like the comic book accurate versions and the Batman Beyond kind of inspired stuff. So we can kind of get some bat suits for every single one of them. Because all of them have had at one point at a time in comics as being Batman. I feel like we can probably meet Azrael. Because they kind of have the same vein as Arkham Asylum going on. I mean Arkham series. So we could meet him. We have Lucius in the thing, so we could probably... I wish we can get his daughter from the Telltale's games, but I feel like she's just a one-off character. So I feel like we might get Batwing. And then who else can we get? We have Clayface, but he can't really be put in. We have Harley Quinn, can't really get put in. Because both of them got put into the Bat family. Harley Quinn in Injustice, and then Clayface during the Batman Inc. storyline. I don't know about the Signal. I feel like the Signal might be, like, probably a big one, because since they had Miles Morales and all that come out recently, I feel like Duke being a part of this series might be a good thing. And then there's another thing is, like, for a DLC that would be nice is kind of like, maybe in the future have, like, holiday-based ones, like Long Halloween, or Frozen Over Gotham. Well, actually, I feel like that's what Mr. Freeze did, so never mind that one. So Long Halloween and maybe a Bat, like all the Robins coming out and showing the appreciation of what the Bat family has done. But that's really it for Gotham Knights. You can't do too much without Batman, but I feel like you can also do a little mini short story, like a DLC story about him. to kind of give people the ability to play him in this style of gameplay. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.